we've made it to the most haunted town in America.
They say a storm's a-comin', a dark and stormy night. There's something living in the mountains, something calling from the skies. I guess one might just say it's a weird and wonderful life. When you share your home with monsters, Mothman and the Bigfoot too, you'd better watch out where you're going, golly gobbler might get you. You can run, but you can't hide from this weird and wonderful life.
For this trip, we stayed at the Quality Inn located in Spring Mills. Being only 9 miles from our investigative locations and priced at only $85 per night, we felt like it was very accommodating.
Established on December 23, 1762, Shepherdstown is not only the oldest town in West Virginia, but its citizens fought and died in the Revolutionary War. Only 3 miles up the road is the site of the deadliest battle in America's history, the Antietam Battleground. With so much bloody history coursing through the veins of this old town, it's no wonder there are so many tales of ghostly encounters, and we can't wait to investigate some of the claims.
Shepherdstown is so haunted that Nick Groff from Ghost Adventures shot an entire television series out here.
For 2 seasons.
2 seasons!
It's said that a young gambler, murdered after a night of gaming in the Entler Hotel, can still be heard crying out for his mother in what is now the Shepherdstown Historic Museum.
You can still hear the sounds of George Yance working with his cobbler's tools 150 years after his murder at the Entler Weltzheimer house.
Numerous people say they've seen a young boy aimlessly roaming around the Old English Cemetery. They've also reported poltergeist activity. One woman says she threw her dog's ball into the cemetery and watched as it rolled back to her, with seemingly no one touching it.
And how about the Shepherdstown Sweet Shop and Bakery, which was used as a hospital during the Civil War? Employees of the shop regularly report hearing ghostly conversations and can sometimes feel invisible entities brush past them.
Wait, I want to go there first. Can we go there first?
Of course we went there first. We suggest you do too, whether you want breakfast, lunch, or just a sweet treat. I picked up a slice of pumpkin roll, fall vibes, baby. While Anna opted for the cherry strudel. There's a lot of goodies to choose from and a very cozy atmosphere.
Here we have our future wedding cake.
So, how did we feel about this little pit stop? I'll let Anna tell you.
All right, are you happy?
I'm happy in my tongue.
Yeah, you are.
Do you know those romantic fall movies you see on popular network television that are seemingly shot in a magical small town? That's Shepherdstown in a nutshell. It exudes fall vibes around every corner. Even the shops in the town are cozy, quaint, and filled with locally crafted merchandise.
How you feeling about Shepherdstown, baby?
It's so good!
It's pretty.
On the Wings of Dreams is a cute little shop that lured us through their front door with locally wrapped jewelry and other handmade crafts.
There's the German Street Marketplace, which caught Anna's eye because there's not much more she loves than a good chime. They, too, offer locally made items such as coffee, candles, and woodwork. However, once we made it back to the streets of Shepherdstown, we made a startling discovery.
Feeling this is about to be a mistake.
Mountaineer Popcorn Company is a locally owned shop that specializes in crafting a variety of lovely popcorn flavors. And did I mention popcorn is one of my biggest weaknesses? I had no choice but to spend some money here.
Well, predicted that.
We did it.
But snacking alone just wasn't going to cut it.
Hey, are you hungry?
Yes,
Because
I'm
we are.
hungry.
You're what?
Feed me.
So we decided to share a plate of nachos at Maria's Taqueria.
It's always the right time for nachos.
Yeah.
Glad you agree.
Yeah.
But there was something missing from our lives.
So when you're sitting in the comfort of your own home, probably nice and relaxed, watching us do this, you probably think to yourself, oh man, that was an awesome shot, Steven. Or man, Anna's looking more beautiful than ever today. But for us, we need fuel. And sometimes that fuel looks like, do you know where I'm going with this?
You need coffee, don't you, babe?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Lost Dog Coffee Shop is a quaint place right on the street with a plethora of flavors to try.
Armed with our fresh cups of coffee, we were off to the primary location of our investigation, Shepherd University. McMurrin Hall, which was used as a hospital during the Civil War, is home to many tales of spirits at unrest. Many students have reported strange noises in and around the building. They've also spotted numerous apparitions, including one shadowy figure who stands at the clock tower, peering down at visitors of the campus. While scouting this location, we came to a conclusion that we have no choice but to address.
So we don't know how investigative this episode is going to be because all of these locations are within the town. I mean, the clock tower, which is our main point of interest here, is right there.
It's on the town square. Yeah.
It's on the town square, so, you know, as far as walking around and trying to get EVPs and, you know, all this and that, you really can't do that. This is a really active town.
It is. And all of the, main points of haunted stories around here are in buildings along the main street that are all either privately owned or, one is a museum that is only open for very short hours on the weekend. So,
yeah.
Definitely not the kind of places that you can go wander around by yourself. And but we'll do the best we can for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and this is likely, if you come here, you're going to be faced with the same circumstances.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
That's why we wanted to do this snippet here, just to let everyone know this, because a lot of these shows and stuff, it's set like, it's shot in a way where it seems like these locations are secluded or they're in a, nah, man, traffic is going by in the background, people are walking around. So, we'll just do the best we can.
As darkness fell over Shepherdstown, we had one last thing to do before our investigation could begin.
Okay, it's almost time for our investigation, but first, dinner. I swear, you guys are gonna think that all we do on these trips is eat. It's kind of true.
It is kind of true.
We decided to eat at Alma B's, which boasted overwhelmingly positive reviews, and if you're having problems finding it, just follow the signage. I trust any sign that tells me pie is this way.
We knew immediately that this was going to be a great place to eat.
This smells like my kind of place.
The complimentary bread starter with honey butter was delicious.
Let me tell you something you might not know about Alma B's, baby. They know how to cater to a country boy.
Our entrees arrived. The prime rib with cheddar mashed potatoes and caramelized root vegetables was a treat for the taste buds. And of course,
If you thought this man wasn't gonna get pie, you're crazy. Are you excited?
Now, it was time for our investigation.
Now we're going to set up our tripod in the hopes to capture footage of the old man in the clock tower.
As we stood in front of McMurrin Hall, we kept our ears open, hoping to hear strange noises. We kept our eyes peeled, particularly focusing on the clock tower, hoping to see the shadowy figure make an appearance.
We have stood out here for hours.
And I swear, for most of that time, we paid attention.
We did. We tried. We didn't see anything with our eyes, but we do have a ton of footage to go through, and if we see anything, we'll let you know.
Ultimately, upon reviewing our footage, we didn't document any anomalies on video or audibly. Shepherdstown is a bustling small town with an enormous amount of history behind it, and a plethora of small shops feeding lifeblood into its veins. The town makes for a lovely day trip, whether you're in it for the beautiful sights, locally owned shops, or for the darker side of travel. If you're ever in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, Shepherdstown is a must-see.
Shepherdstown travel tips. What you got, girl?
Oh, I would stay in town. So when we visited Shepherdstown, we actually stayed outside of the town because we were visiting multiple locations. So we stayed in like a central I would love to stay in Shepherdstown.
Absolutely.
Check out the Bavarian Inn or any of the little B&Bs in town, something like that.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I would just say parking is along the street. Make sure you park there if you're just visiting the town.
And bring quarters.
Bring quarters for the metered parking, yes.
Yeah.
Plan to stay, I don't know, at least a couple hours to walk around, and maybe 3 or 4 if you want to check out all the cool shops and everything like that.
And the great restaurants.
And the great restaurants, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang out, have a good time. Don't rush it. It's one of those towns you really need to take in.
Agreed. So, babe,
Yeah.
is Shepherdstown the most haunted town in America?
If it's not the most haunted town in America, I would say it is definitely one of the most haunted towns in America. It's just too old to not be. And it does have that feeling to it, although I will say, as active as the town is, you know, it's portrayed almost inaccurately in all of the shows and stuff like that. It makes it look all secluded and creepy and spooky. It's not. It is a thriving little town.
It is. Busy little town. Yeah, very vibrant.
Yeah, so I would say it is definitely haunted, for sure. I'm sure there's tons of paranormal activity there, and I'm sure a lot of people experience things there. But I think you would have to live there to see things like that on at least a semi-regular basis. I don't think you're going to travel there for a 2-hour day trip, do a little investigation at night, and then pick up some sort of paranormal activity. I don't think it's one of those kind of towns. It's way too busy for that. All right, babe. So would you ever go back to what may be the most haunted town in America?
You know, actually, I can't wait to go back to
Me neither.
Shepherdstown. So there are some locations that we got to spend a lot of time just hanging out in, and Shepherdstown is not one of them. We were on such a busy schedule that we spent one day there,
Yeah.
and I loved it so much. I would love to go and spend a whole weekend. Like I said, stay in the town.
Yeah.
But there were
super
lots
fun.
of places we passed that I was like, oh my God, I want to go in there. And,
Yeah.
we just didn't have time. So,
No.
yeah, I want to go back.
Me too. You know what? Let's go. Like now.
Now?
Like right now.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, hey. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They say a storm's a-comin', a dark and stormy night. There's something living in the mountains, something calling from the skies. I guess one might just say it's a weird and wonderful life. When you share your home with monsters, Mothman, and the Bigfoot too. You'd better watch out where you're going, golly gobbler might get you. You can run, but you can't hide from this weird and wonderful life.